ATA for telling my mom I think she should stop asking her older kids if my sister, brother, and I can stay with one of them. My mom has two older kids, my half-siblings, from her first marriage. They're twins and they're both 28 now. Their dad died when they were 6 and mom remarried when they were 10. I, 16F, came along 2 years later, my sister, 15F, a year after me, and my brother, 13M, 2 years after her. I have never felt close to my half-brother and sister. Being twins, they were always super tight and had a bond that none of us could fully understand. Sometimes it made me feel a little sad that they were so close to each other but not us. I used to think that was the reason we weren't close, but then I started to suspect it was more to do with us being half-siblings and having a different dad. They were okay with us. They weren't bullying us or anything. They just never put any effort into the relationship and were always distant when we would try to get closer to them. Once they moved out, we hardly ever saw them. I maybe see them once or twice a year usually, and even then it's rare for us to interact because they will say hi and move on to talking to other people or doing things. We're not on each other's social medias, though I tried. I don't have either of their numbers or anything. It's just how it is. Honestly, I stopped seeing them as half-siblings a while ago, and they really do feel more like my mom's other kids due to the lack of relationship. A few years ago, my siblings and I wanted to go stay with them for a weekend. They lived together until a year or two ago, but they didn't want us there. I remember finding out through an aunt that they had some of their paternal cousins over for an entire weekend sleepover. It made me sad because their cousins would have been close to my age and I didn't understand why they would spend time with them but not us. So there's the background, and I have grown to accept and understand that they don't need to be closer to us if they don't want to be. It doesn't make me sad anymore. Anyway, my parents were invited to a destination wedding, and my mom asked my half-siblings if one of them could let the 3 of us stay the 4 days they would be gone. They said no, and she would need to find another solution. Mom asked them a few more times, and when I realized how often she was asking, I told her I thought she should stop asking. Mom asked me why, and I told her they never wanted to be around us, so I don't think they would want us in their space either. I pointed out Grandma and Grandpa would let us stay, and she asked me why I'd say they, half-siblings, never wanted us around. I told her they have never made the effort, have never kept in contact with us, and invited kids of similar ages as us to stay for sleepovers, but never us. Mom told me all that was the reason she should ask and try to convince them to spend the time with us. I told her it wasn't going to work and I didn't really want to stay with either of them now. She told me I should be appreciative and stop telling her to stop, basically.